All right. So, just trying out a new screen recording software. Well, it's not new. It's been around forever. It's just a new version. Hopefully, I'm recording. You know, I'm spending a lot of time with, insights and thoughts with my friends and family on social media. I have a confession. About a year ago, it's actually been longer than that. It's probably been a solid 2 years. The idea is that is it possible to get people to use social media for what it's intended for? And that is, deeper connections from a distance, maybe being more natural online, maybe getting to a point where you can actually be a little bit more vulnerable and use it to truly enrich our lives and enrich our relationships. And can we really get people to defy the principles, the deepest, most powerful principles of marketing? One of them being social proof is huge. The human being, most people I don't think are aware of how driven they are by what other people think, the groups they belong to, what it means to be a part of that group, approval, disapproval. It's all everything. All these things they're highly fear based, right? The fear of rejection, really, to not be accepted by the masses. Because as we've gone along this journey in social media, I just kind of see we're going backwards in many ways, right? We're becoming more and more plastic and fake and just scared to death to be who we were made to be. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people are just scared to be the unique individual they are online, but I'm not fucking buying it. Another aspect of this is like a narcissistic person or a psychopath, the sociopathic scale and disorder has kind of been phased out. It really comes down to borderline narcissism and psychopathy, which is basically antisocial personality disorder, right? I feel like I've tried everything to get people or help people to be brave and courageous and step out of their comfort zones, And I feel like, everything in life is done, by leading by example, right? But leading by example takes the herd, right? And the herd takes social proof. The herd takes others. And so if you're too eccentric and you're too out there, and people get super paranoid about like who they support and why, how they're going to look if they like something that might be controversial, or they know their grandma would just fucking die if they knew that they like that, or they talk like that, or they did that thing, or they watch that movie, or they listen to that music, right? And so I've been on this journey for, I don't know, probably a solid 4 years. Pretty radical journey of like individuation and just stepping outside of my shell and basically doing everything that makes me most uncomfortable. Because through the process of like rapid transformation, or shadow work, accepting the parts of yourself that society rejects, that you're socially conditioned to repress, right? You see it all throughout our society, and it's really only fully accepted when someone actually becomes famous, or that the social proof is there to allow others to accept that weirdness, more or less. And weirdness is usually along the same path as just authenticity, right? Because every human being is super, super unique. It's just that we're scared to convey that, and consistently. It's hard because you're constantly rejected, and you have to move through that rejection until people just accept that that's who you are, right? But I think the hardest part is, as a super intuitive person and someone who literally is just, my entire goal in life is to connect on the deepest levels possible and to be as authentic of an individual as I was made to be or capable of expressing, right? It's just unbelievable how fake our world is, and it's heartbreaking, quite frankly. I'm really struggling with it. I'm actually shocked at how much effort can be put into trying to empower or inspire others with not a lot of success. You know what I mean? And so it's like you have to reassess, I guess, what success means in that realm. Success in that realm may be only 1%. While in my mind I thought, shit, that's an easy 25%. Nah, it's not the case, man. And that might be if you're a Joe Rogan or a Russell Brand, or some other contrarian individual, cult of personality, that people just band around and go, oh my God, why can't I be that, right? But it's a whole nother story for someone to actually try to take that on and spearhead this journey of individuation, which is really just it's a process, a coming of age, if you will, a maturing, a crucible of people in their fear of rejection. They project that onto those that try to do it, that say aren't in Hollywood or acting or part of a famous band, or it's hard to explain. It's hard for me to explain, but I'm trying to communicate that it's to a point for me that it's getting depressing. To see what's happening to our country is it's goddamn frightening. I'm thinking, oh, surely some young people are going to stand up and be, advocates for, what America is really about. And, I don't give a fuck what you believe or where you live or what your skin color is, your religion. At the end of the day, America is about freedom. Period. It's what sets us apart from any other nation. And, we're talking about freedom of thought, but not in a sense that like just anything goes. You know what I mean? There's got to be some type of boundaries there. It's getting out of control. Like where does reality start and fantasy end? Where does science start and religion end? There has got to be some type of tool or device or way to measure truth. What the fuck is truth at this point? I mean, for crying out loud, this is it's driving me crazy, man. Like, there's gonna be a line in the sand here soon. People can only take so much chaos within what we believe is true and false. You know what I mean? And how far we stretch what it means to be human, or what it means to love, or, what it means to believe in religious beliefs, I'm legit concerned, man. And I know everybody is, not everybody, but certain people are. But I mean, this shit is moving at a rapid pace. I never would have thought that maybe people in their, 45 plus might have to be the ones that actually stand up to try to be a voice crying in the forest. Right? I thought for sure there'd be a lot more younger people with the energy and the passion and the drive. And I'm not seeing that. And that's concerning. Because the people that I'm witnessing that actually do have the passion, they're in their mid 40s. I mean, these are pretty much like Gen Xers or older millennials, right? And so I'm like, damn, dude. I don't think that the next civil war needs to be fought with violence. I truly believe that it can be fought with money, technology, and mindsets. I think that some of the good that came out of COVID, but also some of the scary, because I don't think many recognize it yet, is the fact that ultimately we've learned that there is no borders. There really is no geography with the internet. We live in a hybrid world. We're already cyborgs. This thing right here is already basically connected to us, right? And so, the next step is actually having an implant or some type of interface. But the fact that information is at our fingertips, communication from across the world. Oh, we have this hive mind, which is the search engines. We can even look at big data across multiple countries, trends, industries, and know what the hive mind is thinking and is important at that time. I mean, these are tools that are in the average man's hands. It's crazy. AI is creeping on the back end so much faster than anybody believes. A story just came out from one of the heads of Microsoft AI, talking about we got till 2024 before this is full-blown 1984 surveillance state. Totally believable. But I don't think the average American, it's not that they don't believe, they don't understand. They don't understand just how deep the rabbit hole goes right now, just how much we're being tracked. Like, you motherfuckers that think you're hiding in the mountains or some shit right now, dude, there was already more than enough data collected on you over the last 10 years to pinpoint your location. Unless you jammed out 10 years ago into the mountains and deleted your entire digital footprint, look, I mean, they got us already. The only way, pretty much from here on out, to take anything back is going to be through the people. Period. To me, Trump was proof that one guy, no matter how goal-oriented or narcissistic, quite frankly, I mean, we needed Trump to prove that one man cannot change his system, no matter how single-focused, brash, uncaring, all the qualities needed to fucking, come at our government with full force, and just not giving a shit about anything but that single-minded purpose. Well, it's one thing for somebody that's narcissistic and committed like Trump. It's a whole nother thing when the entire opposition is a narcissistic system. You know what I mean? And so, to me, that was Trump's purpose, to prove that no one man can do this, and that this system is that powerful. It wants its cake and eat it too that fucking bad. I mean, and that's the crux of the narcissist, right? Or the narcissistic system, is that anything, anywhere, anytime, it does not matter. The narcissist they'll just do whatever it takes. And I don't mean that from like a, an effort perspective. I mean that from lying, cheating, stealing does not matter. Literally. So what does that mean for us as a people? It means that we got to stop fucking around. We have got to stop being so divided over so much stupid shit, How much more evidence do we need? How much more evidence do we need that a lot of what we're going after doesn't work? It hasn't worked in the past. And to me, it's narcissistic to even believe that somehow we'll institute the same system and have different results. That's just fucking crazy. That's a suicide mission. Period. And it's almost even worse because I think it's stemming from arrogance and pride. And the fact that, because we're Americans, it'll be different. No, it will not. It will not be different. It's already starting to happen right now. And so, as long as we stay divided, the longer we're going to be heading down this path of basically destroying this entire country for our family and loved ones. I mean, how fucking important is some of this to you guys? I'm not kidding around. How important is it to have these stupid little freedoms, whether it be, what made up fucking gender comes next, or what company or thing that happened in the past is going to be canceled and shamed and removed from existence before we lose it all. Is it really that important? Is it more important than your children? Is it more important as America as we know it? The problem to me stems from centralization, which is from both sides. Both sides want centralization. Let's just look at that for a second. What are the aims of both parties? What are the aims of government? Centralization is number one. There's more power in centralization than probably any one thing. Okay? What do I mean by centralization? Why is digital marketing so powerful? It's because of the data being centralized and reported back to the few. You know, a digital marketer can connect to 5,000 locations of a business and suck all that data in and overlay it into one dashboard and analyze that data and figure out everything that's going on in every single market. And it gives you this ability to like forecast the future. It gives you an ability to, if I do this, then they react this way. Or if I institute this regulation or this law, or talk about this news story, you look at like Google Trends. Google Trends is a great way to see what it looks like when people interact with media, because you get direct feedback of what people are searching for, what's going on social media, what makes people happy, what makes them mad, what makes them fearful. And at the end of the day, our society is absolutely being ruled by fear right now. And I think the biggest fear is that, well, it is the biggest fear. The biggest fear is that we somehow unite. That we somehow put aside our stupid ass, puny little problems. And what are they? Climate change, racism, big government versus small, healthcare, I guess the whole fucking gender thing, but I call bullshit. I mean, is it that big of a deal? Is it worth your children's lives and their children's lives and where we're heading? We can't fucking please everyone. It's going to be the death of us pleasing everyone, period. And it's like a mental illness in a way to think that there's any structure or any way that everyone could ever be pleased. Because at the end of the day, we're suffering from major mental illness in our country. But they don't focus on mental illness. Because they know that's how they divide us, get our money. And I just mean like by pure confusion, right? Because confusion leads to frustration, frustration leads to anger, anger leads to bitterness, bitterness leads to rage. Hello. So, I'm just putting this out there. I am like very concerned with the direction we're heading. I feel like everybody's scared to even talk, to even discuss this shit. Why can liberals and conservatives not just discuss anything? Come on, guys. We need to be more mature than that. I can talk to anybody about anything. Who cares? It's words, it's beliefs. It's fucking inanimate objects that exist in your head and exist in somebody else's head. Right? Is that worth guns and violence and killing one another over? Are you fucking kidding me? Think about that for a second. Belief systems reside inside of a head that has thoughts. A brain firing with thoughts that makes you believe something that I can't see and you can't see in me. But somehow we're so fucking proud and arrogant about our thoughts and what we believe that we'll murder each other over it. We'll destroy our children's heritage and future and their kids' future. Wake the fuck up. Come on. Let's talk. Let's figure this out. Let's not let these fucking psychopaths ruin everything that's been built on the backs of thousands and thousands of Americans, right? I mean, we're moving into Memorial Day weekend. That's what it's all about, right? Do we really need more wars? Fuck no, we don't. Can America be completely self-sufficient? Oh, hell yeah, they can. Hell yeah, they can. Can other nations become self-sufficient without America? Hell yes, they can. But at the same time, there's a lot of nations that will always be dependent on the United States of America. We produce the most food. We're the most secure. We, as of now, are the world's reserve currency. We have the greatest geography. We have the greatest placement on the planet to protect us, the Atlantic and the Pacific. We have the best deep water navigation. We have the largest military. I mean, it goes on and on. We're losing in a lot of areas: education, technology, innovation. You know, people talk like China's a true threat. China's not a fucking threat. Either is Russia. This is all mainstream media propaganda, folks. Because I'll tell you right now, if we lock down if North America locked down their borders and became completely self-sufficient between us and brought all of our companies back home, we think we're wealthy now. It's unbelievable. Most of our problems come from the fact that we're trying to be everything to everyone. We can only do so much. You know, it's like the enabling codependent parent continuing to, you know, help the addict. You got to stop at some point. So, I don't know, guys. I just, my whole mission is like, how the fuck can we be, let our guard down enough to sincerely come together and make real change in this world that matters for our kids and their kids and our grandkids. That's it. So, throwing it out there. Peace out, guys. I gotta figure out how to shut this thing down now. Where are you at? Nope. Come on. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Wait. Camtasia. Oh, yeah. Boom. Stop recording. See what happens.